Hello there everybody, and welcome to another video. This one's going to be slightly different to the ones that you're used to from me, and that's because I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about a favourite franchise of mine that I have known and loved since the very start, since Shogun 1. The footage that you see in the background is Shogun 2, and it's going to be discussing what I thought was a huge decrease in the overall battle quality of these games. Now, I'm going to be starting off with the Shogun 1 game, as you can see, no, sorry, Shogun 2 game, as you can see in the background. And we're going to be looking at the artillery pieces and the impacts that they have. So, the first volley is coming in now, and you can see there some pretty generic animations coming in from that first hit that hit the cavalry. They all seem to react the exact same from that first little volley. And there should be another one coming in. But yeah, my reason for doing this is I personally thought that the battles had took a downward turn in quality. And this video is kind of going to shed some light on whether or not that's true. Another hit there coming in, not a direct hit, but you can see the flame effects and things. It looks really nice. Now, my reason for doing this is because I feel that the battle system since Shogun 2 has been drastically improved since before Medieval 1, Shogun 1, Rome 1, where it was just essentially two men stood next to each other, swinging at each other until one went down. There was no real animation, it didn't really feel fluid, it felt very static. And I felt with Shogun 2 coming the implementation of some really cool one-on-one duels and things. Now, moving over to Total War Warhammer 2, the latest in the series behind Three Kingdoms. We have another artillery. I've put the Bretonnians up against the Empire because the Bretonnians have the catapults, which is exactly the same that was in the Shogun one before. And it's the only siege engine, I think, that is in Three Kingdoms. Well, it's the only one that I've been using. So, as you can see, we're hurling gigantic rocks. And I forgot to turn the blood mod off on this, but you can see just how nice the blood mod does make it look. You got bodies torn asunder and legs and stuff, but I did turn it off just for a consistency's sake. And there was a direct hit with a few different volleys of artillery, and bodies just sent flying. Even without the blood mod, it still looks really nice. And now we get to the game in question, Three Kingdoms. So we can see that after some volleys of trebuchets, it doesn't look that different. And now with some flaming trebuchets, the flame effects straight away, to me personally, don't look as good. A direct hit there, decimating that infantry line. But again, the fire effects just don't seem to be up to par to that of Shogun, in my opinion, the older game. Now, moving on to the cavalry charges. And here we can see from Shogun 2, a cavalry charge directly into the enemy lines of archers, sending them scattering. You got some cool animations going on. Here you got the first chance to see the one-on-one combat animations and stuff, how it works. It's really cool. Just to clarify, each one of these settings games I tested, I tried to do the exact same army composition, which was 1 unit of cavalry, 1 unit of spearmen, 1 unit of swordsmen, and 1 unit of archers. Now we can see a cavalry charge on Total War Warhammer 2, and that's into a fleeing, mind you, unit of archers, but here we have one into the backs of some stationary spearmen, I think it is. And just look at that devastation. Now, I know it's a bit over the top, but it looks good. You know, it adds to the impactfulness of the charges, and it just shows how devastating the cavalry are. Now, this next little clip I'm going to show you is something that I noticed whilst playing, and it may have a lot to do with where a lot of people have been saying that the battles in this new game don't feel as good as the old ones. So just look at this quick little clip from Total War Warhammer 2, and we're going to compare it to Three Kingdoms.
both talk and battle. The enemy warriors are running.
Did you hear it? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you're looking out for it. It's the sounds. They are just completely missing from Three Kingdoms, and it really does change the way the game feels. Now, have a look at this clip that I took directly after that charge, me charging some archers, and you will notice a big difference.
Our men are running. The spineless coward.
That's a big difference, and that's not just a lone occurrence. That happens quite often in this game, and it's a bug that needs addressing quite quickly. Okay, moving on to the actual meat and potatoes of this video. This is what got me complaining about the new game the most, and that is the one-on-one fights. Looking in the background, this is Shogun 2, I'd say the earliest game of the new era of Total War. Starting from Shogun 2, it was the new era. It was when everything was, in my opinion, the quality improved tenfold over the previous titles. It was a real standout title. So, you can see here just animations going off left, right, and center. You've got everything just feels so alive and just really cool to look at. And for a game that released in 2011, I was shocked to find that this has all but been removed in even the Total War before the most recent one. So the next one we're going to see is, again, Warhammer 2. And it's a definite decrease in animation quality overall. There are a plethora of more units, don't get me wrong, I'm just using the base units here. So there are giant beasts and stuff that have cool animations, but definitely a decrease in the animation quality. You've just got people essentially attacking each other, swinging swords, and then there are a few different animations thrown in there. But overall, I'd say it's probably a decrease. Now, they get away with it though because they've got such a variety of units and stuff in that. It's to be expected. However, now looking at the newest game, this is the issue. Just look at how static this looks. If you compare it to the 2011 game, Shogun 2, it just looks so bad. There's a few decent-ish animations thrown in here and there, but overall the game just seems like Rome 1 or Medieval 2. It doesn't have that flow and interesting combat that the other games had. I mean, sure, look at this. The animations of these are really nice. The hero fights and everything on romance mode look really, really cool. But it's just a shame that it's limited to just the heroes. It'd be nice to have a few of these animations thrown in with just the regular soldiers rather than just swinging at each other like we're back in Rome 1 days or Medieval 2. Now, why is this drop in quality happening? Well, I think it's probably to do with optimization. I feel like Creative Assembly has been getting a lot of stick from fans to make the game more optimized, run better, because the previous titles, honestly, run pretty bad. If you had a big battle going on, the FPS in game on the animations just turned to shit. It was pretty bad at some points. So that's why I feel like they've done it. Do I think they've gone too far? 100%. I think they have dialed back the animations to the point where they have almost destroyed the battles in this game. It really doesn't feel as satisfying to play these battles as Shogun 2 or any real Total War game since then, up until Three Kingdoms. Now, that being said about the battle system, there is one standout winner. One thing, one feature that makes this game so much worth it in terms of gameplay if you are into the campaign. And that is the campaign. the turn times have gone from a crawl, a gruesome crawl on Warhammer 2, where it can take about a minute per turn, to now, I timed it, and no joke, the starting turns when there is the most factions took 9 seconds to complete a turn. 9 seconds. I'm not running the greatest hardware. My graphics card is a 1080, but my CPU is a 2600K, and I do have it on an SSD. But 9 seconds down from a minute sometimes on Warhammer 2 is a godsend. And the increased depth, the diplomacy, everything about the campaign is just miles and miles better than any other previous Total War title. And if you are a fan of the campaigns, I urge you to pick up this game. Thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next video. It might be a funny one, who knows.